Hi guys, Jody Hand, Mrs. Hand Painted, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to paint this really cool wheat wreath out of watercolors, and we're just going to be using some different variations of yellow, like yellow ochre, any kind of earthy yellow colors or really light browns that you have in your paint collection will work really great for this, and we're just using a single round brush. I'm using a round size 4 to paint this, so grab your supplies and paint along with me. And before I begin the video, I just want to let you know about a really great giveaway that I'm doing on Skillshare. This is a platform that has lots of different painting tutorials as well as other creative subjects like photography and doing graphic design. I've used it to learn how to digitize all of my artwork in Photoshop and use Illustrator to create really cool art prints out of my artwork. So make sure you check that out, and you can purchase some of those prints in my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description for that as well. And I'm also giving away 2 free months of the premium subscription if you use my link in the description to join Skillshare. And you can join my giveaway for a free 1/4 inch mini dagger striper brush from Princeton Velvet Touchline and a sample pack of Artistico Fabriano paper that I have personally purchased. It's not affiliated with Skillshare or Instagram, but you can join to that giveaway just by taking one of my 3 newest classes on Skillshare, which includes the House Portraits class, my Autumn Floral Wreaths and Bouquets, and my Holiday Wreath class. And these are really long classes with lots of great content, teach you how to paint each individual element and how you can paint a house portrait and all of the steps to do that. So there's lots of great content in these 3 classes, and it's totally worth it. You do have to put your credit card information in to join, but it will not charge you until the 2-month trial is up. So you have nothing to lose, but every time you watch one of my classes, it helps support me as an artist. So I really appreciate it if you can give me some feedback. You can get extra entries into my giveaway by leaving a review for my class, as well as posting a class project that you've completed, and for following me on Instagram. So there's 4 entries possible just for taking my class on Skillshare. And I'll be sending that out. The giveaway ends on August 31st, 2020, and I'll be announcing the winner on September 1st, 2020 of that giveaway. So don't miss out on this. It's a really great prize, and that is one of my favorite paintbrushes. And I love using it for making grass textures and pine trees. So it's really, really great brush to have in your brush collection. And I go ahead and I'll start the video now for this wheat wreath. And thanks for watching, guys. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do.
Hey guys, I'll just quickly go over my supplies. I've got a 8x10 sheet of fluid 100 watercolor paper. It's 100% cotton paper, and it comes in either blocks or in these, they call them a pochette. Just a package of loose sheets that are already pre-cut to size. You can get them in lots of different sizes. I've got a watercolor pencil. This is from Prismacolor. These are fairly inexpensive. I actually got them on clearance at Target. And then I've got something round to trace around with my watercolor pencil for my wreath design. I have a Princeton Neptune round 4 brush. I recommend using a smaller but not tiny, maybe just kind of a small to medium round brush for this, a 2 or a 4. You could even do it with the 6. But I probably wouldn't go any bigger than that, just to make it a little easier on yourself. I've got my Daniel Smith watercolors, and I'm mainly going to be using the yellow ochre, this Quinacridone deep gold, and we could also try some other browns like burnt sienna, transparent brown oxide, kind of go with those really earthy yellow colors, and the golden. So whatever colors you have, that's just kind of the color palette I'm going with. It's kind of just that earthy yellow. And I'm starting out with just drawing a circle here, and I'm using a watercolor pencil because I just don't want that to really stick out with a gray pencil, since I'm doing kind of a light color. This is the goldenrod color, so it's very similar to the yellow ochre that I'm going to be using. And this just seems to be just their basic set of 12 colored pencils here. So this is a really good color for using that. So I just use that to do my outline for my wreath. And I just use my roll of tape as something circled. So whatever you got, a bowl, something that's shaped, just to give yourself a guideline. And then I've just got a palette here that I already had some of my paint on. I'm just using that up. So I had a nice fall palette that I've been using for a lot of different fall paintings here. So I'm going to get a whole bunch of this yellow ochre ready to go, because I'm going to use quite a bit of it for making all of these wheat stalks going around. Just get that loaded up. Okay, add some water to dilute that down a little bit. Oh, and I have my trusty, really old flour sack towel I'm using just to save on paper towel usage. Just to dry my brush off and dab extra paint off. I've just been using that for a while now instead of a paper towel. Just keep folding it up in different directions to use up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start, and if you want to get a really nice point on your brush, what you can do is just go back and forth with the tip, and that will get your brush, if it was flattened out from mixing like this, you want to get a nice point, and just kind of go back and forth to get your point back on your brush. So I'm going to start by making a wheat stalk here. I'm just going to pick any old spot on here. I'm just going to follow along my line, make a thin line. And then along that, as my guide, I'm going to make some little, almost like just little dabs along here. And go fairly quickly just to get some little dabs. Make little lines going away from your center, the stalk of the wheat. All right, so I want to vary up the colors a little bit, but I'll just go ahead and I'm going to make another one. And I'm going to kind of intersect. I want these to be overlapping a little bit.
Low power.
Alright, sorry about that little break there. I had to do a battery switch on my camera. Okay, so I'm going to continue, and I want to just kind of diagonally go across the previous one each time I add a new one. And you can kind of vary up your concentration of your yellow here, and then I might even, every so often, I have this Quinacridone Deep Gold, it's more of the golden orange color, and I can add one in that little bit darker color. Could mix together the gold with the yellow ochre, give yourself different variations on that color. Could add in a little bit of brown here. I'll just kind of zigzag around. If you want to add a couple more small ones coming out in some of your empty spaces, and just kind of vary up your size, your colors, the direction they're going. And just kind of spin your paper around. Give yourself a little bit easier advantage here on I'm just kind of varying up the colors here just to make sure that they are distinct from each other and they're not blending together too much. So you can just kind of play around with mixing some different shades. And here I feel like I'm already getting a little bit of a gap there, so I just want to add in some smaller little bits here. And as you go around, just kind of take a look what it looks like and see if you have any uneven spots as you go around, if you need to add some more here and there. Might be a little bit browner than some of the other ones, so I might need to add a little bit of that brown down here just to pull that color in. Not stick out too much. I'm just trying to do as light of a touch as I can here. I don't want to get too much pressure and end up with really big strokes. I want them to be nice and light and thin and look very wispy. So I'm trying to be like light as a feather when I do this. And I just keep kind of spinning it around so I can look at it from a different angle, so I can see if I need to add some more And it might be beneficial just to go around the whole thing, a single line, and then you can go in and add more in as you go, but whatever works best for you. Just want to make sure I end up with it really nice and balanced, and I don't have any areas that are too full compared to the other side of it. Just want this to look like nice, full wreath made out of wheat. Very nice for fall. Keep working my way around here. You can kind of follow the curve of the circle for some of them, and then have others kind of coming out sideways at an angle. Just kind of give yourself some thickness there. I'm just trying to be careful to not come too far into the center because I don't want it to be thicker on one side than the other, and I'm just trying to even it out. All right, and then as I'm getting up here to where I'm joining back up, I'm just going to try to go around this so that I'm not overlapping too much. I don't want it to show a seam. I'm just trying to follow the same pattern I've been doing up here. Are they going to go around each other? All right, so here I need to add some more right here. I have a little gap. I'm kind of noticing I'm a little thinner here compared to over here, so I want to add a little bit more of this brown. More water there. Dry on my brush. And notice I'm a little thinner here too, so just make sure I add a little bit more. Just do some small ones. Look at it from different directions because you'll notice as you spin it around where you have any lopsidedness. Like here I'm noticing more of a gap right here. There, just want to add a little bit, stick in there. There's a little more white here I need to fill in. Okay, that's looking really, really nice. I'm just going to add it in here, I think. Just take a few minutes to look at it and try to identify any areas that you feel look too empty, and you can fill in as you go. But just, what I recommend is just giving yourself a breath to just look and not go too crazy, because one problem that I have is just adding that one too many things. So if you just wait a minute, look at it, and really examine, especially when you're doing floral wreaths and things like this, because sometimes I just add a few too many things and then I have to overcorrect and balance it out by adding stuff to the other side just so it looks even, and then I end up with just too much. So it's really important to just take a step back and look. This is looking really, really nice. I like my color variation in here. I think I have a little bit more of the dark brown down here than I do up here, so I'm going to add a little bit more of the brown into this right in this area and here, just to add another little bit of that darker color. And I'm just going to go right over the top because that's a darker color, and it will cover over top and look really nice and full. There we go. Just add a tiny bit more right there. Okay, I think that that is done. Now I'm going to be using this to create some printable artwork in my computer, so I am going to be scanning that in high resolution and adding some a phrase in the center. You could do some brush lettering across there with autumn, fall, harvest. There's lots of different nice little phrases, or you could put a little poem written in the middle, something like that. This would be a really pretty decoration for fall. Home would look really nice in the middle as well. So thanks for painting along with me, and I hope you enjoyed painting this little wheat wreath with me. And if you haven't already, make sure you join my Skillshare class. I have a link for you in my description for that 2 months free trial, so you can try out the premium subscription and enter my contest. So thanks for watching, and have a great day, guys.